Nice to have you. I think me and you have had this conversation. Um, I just want to pick up, man, Uguti. Obviously, you're from KZN, and so you're not from now currently in Cape Town, and now obviously you're not in KZN anymore. So, just how did you land up in Cape Town?
Yeah, very interesting journey. Um, Me coming to Cape Town was the year 2021. I was coming to study to do my
No, I think
first year.
2012, not 2021.
12. Oh my goodness. That is so true.
Yeah,
Yeah, 20. World Cup meaning
2010.
2010
Yeah.
Foxfires, yes. Then the year after, yes, I came to Cape Town to study. I was supposed to study psychology.
It's actually 2011, but let's continue.
We need more
No, my
coffee.
research here is telling me it was
Yes,
2011.
yes. But basically, it was supposed to study, graduate, and go back home. But that didn't happen, as I'm still here. But me staying in Cape Town and doing what I do now, I think it was because I was introduced to this community, Kayamandi, in my first year of studying, in my first year of being in Cape Town.
Okay, so Kayamandi is a township just outside of Stellenbosch or within Stellenbosch. It's the second oldest township in South Africa. So no. It's the second oldest township in South Africa. So anyway, sorry, continue.
Yes. So one of our assignments in our first year was to do practicals. I don't remember what the
But
practicals
what were you
were.
studying?
Psychology.
Oh, psychology,
It
okay.
was still psychology.
A cornerstone,
A
which is a
cornerstone.
Christian school.
Was a Christian
Was
college.
okay, but at the time it was Christian.
Yes, very much
Tell
Christian
me
at the
quickly
time.
before you answer or you carry on. Ilendoza, the thingy, did they psychology, yeah, when they teach you the subjects, are they Christian values embedded within the subjects in terms of like textbooks? Is it Christian professors or is it also just secular professors that obviously have done psychology?
In the years that I was in Cornerstone, well, the first years, everything was Christian. I think even the material that they used, if some of it was circular, they found a way to bring it back to Christian, to relate
Them themselves, ne?
the lecturers themselves, which I think is one of the reasons why I kept going back to Cornerstone for my other studies as well. I think the environment and the culture, it just allows you to not be lost in the world of the academics, because
Yeah.
sometimes it can get confusing. So it's good to have lecturers that find a way to help students find balance, in their
Okay.
Christian walk, with very disturbing material sometimes.
So now you're in Cape Town, you're doing your psychology, you're given an assignment.
Yes, we're given an assignment.
Actually, you were roommates with Thuli.
Yes, very loud, very friendly.
Yes, Thuli is a friend of mine.
Very loud
Shout
and
out to you,
friendly,
Thuli. I wonder where
yes.
she is, yes?
Yes,
Anyway, shout out to you,
wow.
Thuli. It's a small
Yeah.
world, I tell you.
Our race was very interesting, yeah. But yes, one of our classmates lived and worked in Kayamandi, Sylvester. And so we didn't know, because we don't know Cape Town. And when they said, find a practical assessment to do, find a community to do something. So he was like, no, it's fine. It was around holiday, the June holidays, if I'm not mistaken. Because the organization that he works for, which is Kuyasa Horizon Empowerment, they were doing the holiday programs with the kids.
Okay.
And we were supposed to just be here for 3 days. But it was just impossible. It was really, really impossible.
So this is your first time introduced to this community.
Very first time at that time.
So what was the assignment? What were you supposed to do?
I do not even remember what the assignment was. Honestly, I do not.
Okay.
Because I think I didn't expect the environment to be the way it was.
How was the environment?
If you know Kuyasa Horizon Empowerment back in the days, it was packed. It was so packed, I think, from the
And at
gates.
at this time you are 19, 20, somewhere there, right?
21.
21,
Yeah,
somewhere
because
there.
iminyaka yami ibihamba yeah, 21.
So you're somewhere there, 21 at
I'm
this time.
21 years
Okay,
old.
cool. So you're still young, relatively very young.
Yes.
Okay.
Full of energy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think we enjoyed that season of doing the holiday programs with the kids. But I think the environment and the space I loved the most, because the holiday program was facilitated by young leaders in the community. And they had their own space, which they called the Hub, Pi Baptist Ezansi. And they slept
Baptist
there.
is a church that's not very far from Koyasa.
Yes.
Yeah.
They slept there, they planned there. They just had fun activities that they did, to a point where I even wondered if people go home to bath.
And you're seeing all of this in these 3 days that you are here?
In the 3 days,
Okay,
because
wow.
they had planned the program, we just joined them
Oh,
to
okay.
assist where we can. So we got to see their debriefing sessions, their planning for the next day. But I think it was just nice to be in a space where there were so many young people, and it wasn't a serious space. It wasn't as serious as some of the spaces are today with young people. I mean, they were themselves, they were given ownership to actually plan something beautiful for the kids. And to see them execute that, it was like, you can't miss that. So we ended up staying longer than the 3 days with my classmates.
So it was you and Sive and other guys?
Myself, Sylvester, Marshall, and a very quiet classmate, I forget her name.
Is that the name?
Yes, because you guys drove us to Kayamandi. I think they picked us up from Irezi, which is South Point. But some of us stayed longer. I stayed way longer than my classmates later on.
Yeah, you are still here. You really stayed long.
Yes, yes. I was supposed to study 3 years and go back to KZN. But I think I had a taste of something in this community. At the time, I couldn't explain it, but I needed more of it. Also, I think there was a sense of, when you know that you called for something, but you don't know what it is. But when you're around that space, it's like, I can taste it, I can taste it.
Exactly.
I can't describe it, but I can taste it.
Yeah.
And so it got to a point where I actually paused my studies. I use the word pause, even though I dropped out initially. But I paused my studies.
For a more politically correct, we'll use pause.
For my family's sake and my mom's sake.
Mom, we paused. We didn't drop out.
I paused my studies. I sent her a long email.
Send your mother an email?
Yeah.
Why?
You can't just drop out if your parent
No, but
is
why didn't you just
paying-
call her and explain?
No, calls. If you call someone, it means they're going to ask you on the spot and you're not prepared for whatever they're going to ask. In an email, at least they will read and then they will find time to call or respond
You
back.
and your mother were advanced, ne? Sending each other email.
Yeah, I emailed my mom. I don't know why, for some reason, but we did. Even when I wanted to find out who my dad is, I emailed. I sent a long, long, long email.
So you're more of a writer?
No, I write. I have a lot of journals
Ne?
from high school. No, I
Oh,
write.
so
I
you're a
write.
writer, Mthetho?
Yes, I do.
So you're here, you're staying, you look at the whatever boot camps they're having at the church, you like it, and then you find yourself, you don't know what this is, you send your mother an email. What does your mother say?
I think she was worried about me. I only found this out later on, but I think she thought I was going through something. Because there's a center, I think it's a therapeutic center, it's a Clermont, Desmond Tutu, something. She wanted to book me there. Because she really thought I was going through some depression, shame. And I found out later on, and I was having the time of my life,
And she didn't know. And she didn't know this.
And the thing is, you can't explain it. It's like when there's some kind of map, grade 12, we gave you a chance with Foxfires in the gap year program. Study, graduate. Now, if something else comes that's going to interrupt the studies, you need to really explain it in such a way that it makes sense to someone who's paying your college fees.
Ah,
So
that's-
I
agree.
think I don't remember what I wrote in the email, but it was basically asking permission to pause my studies. And then I'll find something to do in Kayamandi. So I gave a brief of what it is that I'll be doing in Kayamandi. And at that time, I had a group of teenagers that we had some kind of, I don't know what to call it because it was so beautiful. I don't want to label it. And so I wanted to pursue that further. Because it got to a point where if I was in the classroom, I wasn't focusing.
You were thinking of
I was
Kayamandi?
thinking of Kayamandi.
Really?
And Claremont is very far.
Yeah, it
So
is very
I
far
had
because
to
Kayamandi
travel.
is it's probably about a 30 to 45-minute drive.
Yeah, I had to take 2 taxis to get here.
And you came still.
Yes, every
Wow,
Sunday.
Kayamandi.
Every Sunday. Also at the time, I
Come
was
visit Kayamandi, guys. It's Ani.
at your own risk. You will not leave.
Wow.
Yeah, so I think that was a start of something.
Wow.
It was a start of something for me, of which I'm grateful that it actually happened that way. I mean, I know the experience of township because in my gap year program where we're working in the different
With Fox.
provinces, Foxfires,
Yeah,
African
Foxfires.
Enterprise, yes, we had worked in townships like Kayamandi.
Guys, I think we must get Foxfires to come here.
Yes.
You know, I really think we should get these guys. But
African
anyway.
Enterprise, please
Yeah.
come. Yeah, but Kayamandi was very different. There was something unique about the township, to a point where if someone asked me, please describe Kayamandi in one word, the word rich comes to mind. And not rich in the terms of materials, in patikayo, but there was just something beautiful. And it's still here. There's something beautiful about the way that people are and how welcoming they are. Because I stayed for teenagers, but the way their families welcomed, the way the community welcomed, it's something you didn't expect, which is why then it built from teenagers to something else. And even the opportunities to serve in Kayamandi at the time, they were just open. There were just open doors for you to do what you feel God calls you to do.
Yeah, I think at that time, I was also around. There was many non-governmental organizations like Kuyasa. There was Itrasenta at that time. There was Ipro Korasi. So there were a lot of, these NGOs that was so much involved in the youth. And actually, today if you go back and look at those guys, you realize that as NGOs played a vital role,
Yes.
in those guys' lives. But anyway, I'm not here to talk. So now you finish. So now you pause your studies. You leave Claremont.
I leave Claremont. I look for.
So now, what do you say to your mother? I'm gonna leave Claremont. Where are you gonna live?
I have to explain to her because she's still going to help pay for my rent wherever I go. So I had to explain, whereas another parent would have said, okay, come home until you figure yourself out.
Yeah.
So I think for me, that's why in the city, the way it played out, it's just so beautiful. But she agrees, even though I still feel she didn't fully understand. But she was very supportive. Like, I'm so grateful to God for my mom. She was supportive.
Shout out to you, Mom.
Yes.
We love you.
Very supportive. And then I found like a stable space to work, which is Ikuya
Yes.
Horizon.
Just before you continue, man, I think I might forget this point. This is I think, I love it. Because I think so many parents, when I say, life is supposed to be a straight road. For some kids, I always tell people that for some people, they plan their lives. I know I have friends who've planned their life. Good at matric, I finish, I go study for whatever years, and then I work at this job, and then I get married, then I buy a house, then I have 2 kids, and they really achieved all of that. Like, but you get some other people that Ubom is not a straight, narrow road. I remember there's a quote that Denzel Washington says, before he became this actor that he is today, he first started something he could never even pronounce, and then he failed it so many times in acting and all of that. So, so I think to parents out there, it's because now you get a lot of young parents. Uguti, let's be there and support our kids because Ubomi is not a straight, narrow road, like you. And we're gonna get now to see how have you progressed and how it has been. But if you look back then, it didn't look like it. But now, I love what you say, Xosidi. I'm thankful for my mother because now you're a mother, and now you're thinking, "Guti, yay, something as alone." So, Guti, just to have that open mind, Guti, and don't compare your child to Usizeka or no banana or say next door. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyway, sorry, man. Yeah.
Yeah. I think. Yeah, I want to add to what you're saying, but let me leave it
Add.
No, I think I was going to say that. I think because we're unique people, it's funny, and if something worked out for your friends and your family, because even for me, because my entire family, back in nursing field, my grandmother nursing, sister grandmother education, my mom nursing, my aunt, which is my mom's older sister, in the nursing field, to a point where even when I started Googling what can I do, the natural thinking would be go into nursing because it's what you see people in your family doing. And that's also a lack of exposure. I mean, if you're not exposed to other careers that are out there, you want to grab onto whatever you see
around you.
And also for our parents, I think the reason they want to help us plan our lives They really want to see their children succeed
Yeah.
and success to them.
Yeah, it doesn't come from a bad place. Yeah, no, it comes from a good
Success
place.
for their children looks like this. I couldn't do this, so I want you to do this. I couldn't be here, so I want you to be here. And that's not how God planned us, Shem. So it's a beautiful thing as well. Ukuthi He's going to call you for something else. Even if He calls both of us for business, your route might be academics, mine might not be academics, but we're still in business, so too. So I think if people can be open to what someone's desire is in the heart, but I think more importantly, people need to have a plan. You have to have a plan.
But you didn't have a plan.
No, Shuba, I chased something I didn't know,
Yeah.
but I was like, if I'm in this moment now, and they say, Kayamandi, let me plan. What is it?
Oh, also.
I'm here
yeah,
now.
Okay, I get you.
Yes, I'm here now. Let me not move with the wind where it blows.
So, I'll at least have a plan. But now I'm here, this is my plan.
Enjoy it. Let it make sense to you so that it makes sense to someone who's watching as well, which is our parents, I think. So, yes, get the support from my mom. I get this going. So now I'm also part of a church, Kanya Community Ministries. And most of the teenagers that I worked with at the time in the community were from the church, Kanya Community Ministries. And I think that's the space where we went wild. And when I say wild, I don't mean the wild. I mean, these are young people who love Christ, and I'm a young person who loves Christ, but from KZN. So the way young people did Christ in KZN
is different
very different. And I think for me, it was like, okay, how do we do this thing without enforcing KZN on the people,
Yeah.
And because sometimes we need to go with what we know, but let it not be harmful, let it not look confusing to people. Even though it looked confusing to the people, what we were doing with those young people.
What looked confusing?
They did street revivals. They were praying for people. I mean, the young.
What's street
They're
revival?
teenagers. Other people call it open air, but their street revival, they did it their way.
What is it?
They were
Explain
singing.
someone that doesn't know.
You have abantu abaculayo, they want to sing. Like umzekelo went a Sekilende once there by the taxi rank.
Yeah.
The normal open air would be intercession, and then you have testimonies and people come
Intercession
through.
meaning people praying.
People praying, the church, whoever, for the community, and then someone coming to preach, and then there's an altar call. They had drums, the Kuyasa kids, the drums.
African drums.
They were singing down the streets, all the way down with their Kuyasa kids attires abanye, and singing and calling people along the way. But when we got there, I don't want to say talent show because then that takes away the beauty of it, but it was doing Christ in a very unique way, in a way that worked for them. Because they were reaching out to their peers. So how do you relate to your peers?
Oh, yeah, makes sense.
So
makes sense.
I loved it. I didn't even say anything. They planned the whole thing. No. They knew who's going to say what and say when. And it didn't make sense to some people. And when I say some people, I say the older Christians. To a point where... Ask, because I know you're going to forget.
No. So I think I get that. So now there's open air, there's prayer, you're involved with this church, and now you're loving it here.
Yes, loving it.
And
building relationships as well.
And then, are you working at this time? Is your mother still paying for your rent?
Volunteering. So what I'm doing with the church is volunteering. What I'm doing,
guys, don't let to blow something. Is it
it's
the fire?
Oh,
hey. She said,
are you traumatized?
Hey, guys, hello. Never know.
No.
Yeah?
So Ekuyasa, I came in as a volunteer.
Okay.
Where am I volunteering?
So Ekuyasa is
in
this
a
non-government organization that is in Kayamandi?
Yes,
okay,
that
cool.
does after-school programs with young people.
Yeah.
So I got to volunteer in the youth space.
So your mother's still paying for your rent at this time?
Yes.
How many years did your mother pay for your rent?
When did I get married?
Yo.
16. No, but also most with volunteering at Kuyasa, but then you
got
become
only
an
employment
intern.
when you got married?
No. You become an intern. An intern you can't pay rent with intern money in an NGO.
But so you became working when you got married?
No.
Before you got married?
Before I got married.
Oh, okay, cool.
Before I got married.
But wait, then did you start working at Kuyasa 2016? I shouldn't establish the year.
I started volunteering in 2012.
No, but when you started working? Was it what,
That
15?
that will be difficult.
Not intern, but when you got like a job, when they said, "Siyaqasha ngoku."
Yo, that's gonna be difficult to trace. Also because I was moving in departments, that's why I can't trace.
But your mother, okay, but your mother
year.
paid your rent for 3 years plus. Because 2012,
At some
2013,
point,
2014.
at some point she stopped, but supported like adding other things as shorter in between. Because the way I can trace it, because I can't trace it in years, but I can trace it in terms of I moved from intern to getting a proper
Job, yeah.
a
But we could
salary.
safely say for more than 2 years she paid your rent. 2 years plus.
Yeah, she did. Also, there was also things as shorter in between.
Ungasebenzi at that time and she's not sure what you're doing.
She's not sure what I'm
No,
doing,
let me
but
tell-
she's not stopping to ask because she needs to know.
Yes, yes. No, I get
Yeah.
that. But I think the point that I want to land is that I think many parents would have stopped. Ne? And I just want to highlight that ukuthi that support, it
Yeah.
actually helped you. We understand to be
Yeah.
where you are now. And abanye abazali ngebethi hayi ke ntombi uzibona umdala, you see yourself as an adult now, so do your own thing. If you're not going to school, I'm out.
Yeah.
That's what I know, that's what most parents would say, right? So I think that kind of support, and now it paid off, so yeah, man, just going back like it's not a straight road, so as parents we just need to be there for our kids and support them.
Yes.
I'm preaching to myself as well, but anyway.
Yeah. In the process of doing all of that, volunteering, working, being in the church, being in the
Yeah.
community, being a Guyasa, there was a season to go back to school.
Okay, when is this
You
now?
know,
After marriage or during marriage? I mean, sorry, before marriage or
When did I go back?
Took
Because
a-
I graduated in 2019.
took a very long gap, eh? A very long pause.
Yeah, it was needed.
But tell me, what did you graduate in? Ngengoku? Why did you end up graduating in?
Yeah, because I came to study psychology, then it challenged me. It just made me go back to my childhood and my family tree, and I was like, I didn't sign up for this. So then I changed my course to
What do you mean
community.
family tree?
community
At psychology, they make you do a
English.
family tree?
Yeah, the assignments, because psychology must start with you, kaloku.
Really?
Even your the assessments must start with you.
Really?
Yeah, how are you going to be a psychologist and help others if you haven't started your journey?
But a doctor? Okay, it's fine.
Nah. So yeah, so then I paused psychology. When I went back, it was to
So
do
wait, man, they make you do a family tree there?
community. Yeah.
How long do you have to go? Do you remember how long do you have to go back? I'm trying to think now of my family tree if I could go back.
I don't remember what the assignment was about, but I think we just had to go. I think we had to identify something within the family tree
Oh, okay.
because it made me want to find my father.
Oh, so you don't know your father?
It made me want to ask questions because it was part of the assessment. But because I didn't like how it made me feel, so I was like, no, this is not for me. But in the process, I did send my mom an email.
Oh, you did say about your
Yes.
father. I was going to come back to that
I
question.
did send an email because now this is asking me questions I've never asked. I've never asked myself, because I mean, when someone is not in your life, you don't see anything wrong. I'm fine. I don't need them, and not in a bad way, even if you don't know the story. But because the assessment made me also get curious, because I'm like 22, 23, there are things I also want to know. And I think because from a young age, umuntu othanda ukucingela abantu. So I had the reason the email was so long, and also because I'm trying to calculate, okay, there's a reason why ngithetha ngotatam all these years. So there's probably something there of which I don't want to. So the email
Just
needed
about you mean your family?
my mom and my family, everyone maybe who probably knows my father. Yeah, so the email had to start with an appreciation.
And Ziv, what's happening now? Sound was completely gone there for a minute. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Good.
It has started with an appreciation to my mom for the way you raised me and all of that. And then it went to the request that I'd love to know about my dad. And I apologize in advance. I think
How
if
was
it's
that
going
received,
to make
that
you
email?
feel. She responded quite quickly. I think also because when I'm 23, I
So
think
now she felt you could have this conversation.
yes, I think parents are skeptical to share some things when someone
kids,
is young
yeah.
because they feel they want to protect. But she responded very quickly, and I think because she probably didn't know where to start, but she told me the process that she took. She had a friend who worked at Home Affairs, and then because she remembered the name, and when they tracked him on the system, it says that he passed away. When they mentioned that year, I was still in primary school. like I was still a child. Yeah, well. So as much as there was a bit of disappointment with that message of saying okay, akasekho, I was okay with it. As much as I found out his sisters, the sisters wanted to reach out, I needed to go.
Okay, wow.
We didn't get to go to that part. And I'm Dala, so I don't know what I'm going to say when I get there. Because the actual person.
They might see you now. Eh?
The actual person I wanted to meet.
Please don't call me. Guys, don't call me, please.
So I think there was
sense.
some kind of peace. I didn't have rumba. I was at peace. I'm okay. But even after that email, I still changed my studies, graduated in community leadership.
In 2019?
In 2019.
This was your degree?
Yes, this
Okay,
is
cool.
my
Your
first undergrad.
Okay, your first?
I'm
Sorry, continue.
So community leadership, and the reason it was community leadership, yakhuluma mos khona into endiyithanda apha kule community but andiyazi uba yintoni,
yeah.
you know, because you want to assist in whatever it is that's needed here, even though you don't know what that looks like. So that course, I think, helped me understand the structures of a community like Kayamandi, and I think it even went to a point where it helped me understand, some of the behaviors, because you can think.
So in other words, that course has something sort of like a psychology, Gamos.
Yes, there's always something. Because there in that course, we got to learn that you don't only develop like infrastructure and roads, but you also develop umtu.
Yeah,
And
soft
I
skills.
think, yes, and that's the part that grabbed me, in that.
This morning I was listening, I listen to a lot of radio. So I was listening to the radio, and there's this place, Tembisa, the school at Tembisa, but there's this program. Do you know what they do, guys? Ne? I just forgot the name now. But so they take, nowadays most abantu are focused on helping kids to be scientists and do robotics, AI, all of this other stuff. But this organization, similar maybe to where you work, they focus on the soft skills and leadership. Because if I am the best businessman, but I'm terrible with people, I don't have leadership skills, it doesn't make me a very nice or valuable person within that community. Or maybe I'm the best engineer, but I don't have soft skills. You know what I mean? So, but anyway, sorry, continue. So I was just saying, I think it's very important that we actually, yes, do engineering, as long as it's funegayo, but at the same time, we need to actually do soft skills. You know what I mean? And have that soft skills thing in my jiggies.
Yeah. And I think for me, it was a similar journey, I think even for me. Because even after that undergrad, I still couldn't narrow down what it is that I'm supposed to do with the people of Kayamandi.
With the leadership degree?
Yes.
Okay,
it
cool.
didn't narrow it fully.
And this is 2019?
2019.
Okay. And then
then
you continue to
then continue to still do what I'm doing, which is still phangele kuyasa now with young people. But that season was coming to an end. When I say that, I don't mean teenagers disappeared in Kayamandi, but there was something that needed to move from working with teenagers to now work with their parents. I still didn't know what that looked like.
Mad Dog, don't turn us down, please. Yeah, we're good now.
Nah. So I think even the working environment at Sukiyasa allowed you to share where your heart is in terms of where you see yourself in the organization. And
do you know what another thing we must do now? We must actually get someone from a Kuyasa to speak about Kuyasa. We speak a lot about Kuyasa in this podcast. I think someone needs to come here and just share. Maybe you'll do that in a segment. We just put Kuyasa there, something. Yeah. But anyway, yeah?
Yes. So basically, I moved from that to sharing with the director. I think at the time it was Wiseman. He was stepping in, Wiseman as a director. So I shared that I don't know what it is that I want to do, but I still want to do it under Kuyasa. It is no longer with teenagers, but I'd love for it to be with the parents. And I think it was a time where the department that works with parents needed new staff team, of which it was a perfect timing for me to transition into that space. And I think even working with the parents, it wasn't like I knew what I was going to do there, but there was a gap. There was a huge gap in the community.
Do you know what I'm realizing? Your life is so... It's so full. feel like I need 3 hours with you. You know, life is so full, but which is great. You know, there's a lot of things that are actually for fun, not for fun, but I also like to ask you. But so now I'm
Yeah.
thinking, you know, but anyway, continue. So now you're transitioning to this thing. You know, there's
Working
a
with
new team
families now.
working with
Yeah.
families. Whom? So just families or families with the teenagers.
At the time, the desire was to work with the parents of the teenagers. Abalaphi
But what are
kuyas.
you doing with them?
That would be any parent workshop. It was basically to
But what are
empower
you
the parents
in what? What are
through
you empowering us
trainings,
in?
through
What are you training us in?
workshops. Mzali, I think that's why I said there was a gap. Ne? There was
Yeah.
a gap in the sense that most of the organizations you mentioned focused on the
The
youth,
child, yeah, yeah,
on
yeah,
the
on the
youth, on
child.
the children, on the youth, and parents were kind of left out. Even though maybe there were organizations I didn't know about, Kayamandi, that worked with the parents, but there's a lot of expectations placed on the parents in terms of them being present parents. Yet there's not much resources that's there to help them become the healthy parents they need to be.
What's a healthy
As,
parent? Is there such thing as a healthy parent?
yeah.
Okay.
You probably know an unhealthy parent if you live in Kayamandi. I mean, you don't even need to dig deep. You just see it, ne? But now who's going to help the parent understand what it even means to be a parent? You know, in the design that God designed.
Bethundana,
And
ka. Befigeli, that's all we know.
you
Hlamzik.
know, yet there's so much more that God gave the parents, but it's difficult sometimes to discover those things if now as umzali you don't really
Awuzazi,
know.
yeah,
And
yeah.
so we really we still need even today to actually hold the hands of the parents. It's good to empower the children and the youth in the household, but if the parents are left out,
So did you finish? Did you study something else?
yes, from that, then we did our honors in community development still, yeah, but immediately after that, I knew that I need to move into the space of mental health. I don't know what that looked like, but because now I'm working with the parents and the families, you just see the brokenness.
In families, no?
Yeah, there's a lot of brokenness, which makes sense as to why families are the way they are.
What? Make an example.
Very broken, absent fathers, gone. And no one thinks of the impact of that. I mean, I got affected and I thought I was fine. You know, if a father's not in the home, trust me, there's a lot of damage
Is
there.
it?
There's a lot of damage
How?
there. If God gave the father, you guys, you know, into zobutata, which is to validate the child, which is to help the child know his self-esteem and all of that. If that's not in the house, where are we going to go look for that? You obviously know where we're going to look for
No, I
it.
don't. We're gonna look for that.
Where do you live?
No, but tell me. Where are we gonna look for that?
Ne? But naturally, you know, when you look at the way that God designed families, there's a reason why he made families to be there, so that we don't need to look outside the family.
You know, I would like us to come back.
Help.
I don't know, you're going to come back. And I want us to discuss this whole family thing. Because I think it's such a vital part. I'm just playing devil's advocate right now. But it's a vital part of the community. You know what I always say? I always say, if you get the family structure right in any society, you've solved 90% of the problems. And I didn't even go to school for this, but it's just my observation of saying, if mom and dad are there, and they kind of, I don't think anyone could ever be 100%, but at least, you know,
Yes.
they've figured this whole parent, like they're good, and there's kids there, I think you've solved 90% of society's problems. Because I think you are so right in terms of validation. You know, growing up, I always say that we didn't get validated. And so therefore you go look for that in the wrong places. You know, to guys that are doing all the wrong things, but they would validate you because there's no father at home. So I think, yeah, you know, it's something very close to my heart. It's one of the topics that are very close to my heart because I understand the impact of not having a father in the home and what it can actually, you know, do to a child.
Yeah.
You know, and as society we take it so lightly, but also understand that as men we are very broken. Because if I didn't have a father, it is likely that I might have kids all around that I might just leave as well and see that as normal. Remember, in our society, in normal land, and sometimes even get encouraged to do that. You know what I mean? But anyway. So now what? So now you finish your studies, blah blah blah, and you're doing
Psychology.
you're doing psychology now.
I had to go back, Kaloko.
Also, after community development, then you started psychology from scratch, or
No, I think because part of my modules, undergrad, I did some of the psychology
Psychology, okay.
modules.
So
I
you
didn't
picked
need
up
to
from
start,
there.
so yeah, straight to honors. in psychology. I'm still doing it.
What are you doing now?
Honors in psychology. I'm still at school.
So you're a psychologist?
No, I'm still at school.
What's wrong with me?
You guys, psychologists don't tell you what's wrong with you.
What do they tell us? What's
They
wrong
help,
with
they
me?
help you process what happened to you. That's all. Cause
So wait, man, let me get this. I didn't know this. So wait, so now you're doing your honors in
in
psychology.
psychology to help families heal.
Oh, okay, cool. So I know in order to be a psychologist, sorry,
It's a very long
you must
journey.
have e-masters, ne?
Masters.
Then you can be a practicing psychologist.
Yes, you can.
So how long do you think you're going to get to that journey?
Masters are 2 years, but that's if you get accepted right away. Remember, in masters, they only accept like a
Listen,
handful.
I left during break in grade 2, so I know nothing about this thing. Aphuma nge-break, what grade? I never came back. I thought it was time to go home.
Yeah.
But anyway. Yeah? So you tell me in 2 years' time from now you're going to be a qualified psychologist?
No, that's if God leads me there. Look, I'm not going. Part of why I'm going back to school is so that I can be skilled in knowing how to journey with these families in their brokenness. So if it doesn't need for me to go all the way to
Okay.
then I will. No, Senchuba, getting into masters in psychology is very difficult in South Africa.
No, trust
So
me,
what I'm
you'll
saying
get
is
it.
I wouldn't wait for 5 years to be accepted, then I start. Yeah,
No, don't
but
worry.
at least honors equips you.
I think you'll be good. You'll get in there. But tell me, before, because I want to ask you more lighter questions, man, before you leave. What is at the end of the day? What, like, where do you see yourself? You know, at the end of the day, like, you know, like Coke. Do you know Coke's vision?
No.
Coke's vision, actually, apparently, I heard. I'm not sure if it's true, but Khuthala Coke actually competes with water. So they want you to drink more Coke than you have of water. That's the one. But the other thing is, Coke. They want Coke to be apparently in arm's length of you anywhere you go in the world, so that you can just grab a Coke. You know, that's so. What's your ultimate vision like? If I was God now, stand in front of you, said, "Tell me, and I will make what do you want to do?"
I would love to sit with Kayamandi families, broken families.
Just
in
Kayamandi?
For now.
Yeah,
Kayamandi is big. It looks small, but it's very big.
It's about 85,000.
No, but when you look at the scale of the brokenness, that's why we need more people in the mental health space. Please, guys, we need more people in
So is
Kayamandi.
mental health a huge problem within our black communities?
Kayamandi, it is.
Really?
It is.
I know, because you once explained to me the whole mental muscle thing, and now I'm explaining about it. But it made so much sense, man, what you said. You know, you said some, you know, because I didn't understand this whole mental health thing. But you said to me that muscles there too, physically, obviously, we differ in strength as human beings. So even our mental strength is different. Some other people might be stronger mentally than other people, and it's not your fault, you know. So I really got that. Yeah. So ultimately, you like. I'm trying to get to a place where would you like to have your own center? Would you like how?
I think the furthest now is to, because I have an office already at Kuyasa.
Yeah.
I still see myself at Kuyasa. But having broken families know that there is an office they can go to if something is happening within the family. So they process together. I love the individual process of someone's brokenness, but I love it when families, they do partly that, but they do so much as social workers. They do a lot.
But so they don't go deep. They just go. I'm trying to understand.
With the capacity they have, I don't think they can go as deep. A psychologist or someone in the mental health space wants to work directly with families. That's all I have. That's all I'll be doing.
And the social workers,
social workers are doing home visits. There's a lot that they're doing.
So then, if you'd like to have a center where people know that they can go.
Yeah.
For?
If you feel like something happened to you and it's affecting you.
Is there a thing like that?
No, there are spaces. It's just that there is Good Hope Psychological Services up still in Down, but language. Yeah,
okay, they speak English.
Yes.
And
we have a lot of resources that when I come in Kayamandi and assist them, there's a lot. But language.
But I guess, do we have that in townships that you know of?
Apart from the community keepers, Esinazo is Golwin, which only provides services for the schools. I don't know other spaces. Other organizations have got their own resources for their clients. Yeah, but for the broader community, I don't know much. I know that there's a mental health networking space, where they're trying to have those spaces at Kayamandi. And it's a big, beautiful vision that they have for Pice Estate Yamazans.
Okay. No, that's good, man. Guys, I think we should call you again. I don't know. Yeah, I think we really should. Listen, man, I wanted to ask you some fun things as well. You know, like what's your biggest failure?
Oh my goodness. Yo, there's probably a lot.
No, just one.
Girl, I have to think.
Oh my goodness. Okay, park that thought. What do people misunderstand about you,
My personality.
John?
Like in the
Okay, how do they misunderstand?
some people are like grow up. Not to my face, like grow up. But you know when your personality is like you know? But you see that some people like Sisi Kula. But I'm like, this is who I am. And you know, I had to learn years later, ukuthi it's okay to be misunderstood.
Yeah.
Just don't allow that to change who you are. You would be so frightened if you change.
Tell me what's you know, people have a soundtrack to their lives, you know, whether it's a song, whether it's an album, whether it's a time and period a certain music genre was famous. What's a soundtrack to your life? In fact, what's your favorite music before we get to that? What's is it rap?
No.
Okay, what is it? Because
It used to be quite dope, but
who was your favorite Gato artist?
obviously Uzola.
Oh.
But
Okay, cool.
I don't know, but I think it's the gospel that has meaning. You know, you get to a point where you're like, no, I need this song to make sense. I need this song to help me connect with
So
God.
it's gospel.
Definitely gospel.
So what's your soundtrack now? What gospel artist or song is the soundtrack to your life now?
Sure. Tiffany, I don't know her surname. Oh my goodness. But her music is very, most of her songs are just appreciating God.
Okay.
Like
Thankful.
Yeah,
Giving
very
praise
much
and thankful.
thankful. I love things
Gratitude.
like that. I love music like that.
wanna.
Yeah, because we always ask. So it's nice when, because those songs give you a chance to pause and be grateful for something too. And it's like, oh, you think your life was falling apart. But when you listen to that, you're like, oh my God.
Sometimes we treat God like a genie.
Yeah, we do.
Kuthiwa ixesha lami liphelile lapha.
Yes.
No, Suvuya, Ian, I wanted to answer this question. What's your biggest failure?
Sure. I think I have a lot in it, but I can't narrow it. But I think it would be missed opportunities. Because I feel there were a lot of opportunities that I had. But I was very immature back then. Opportunities that could have helped me discover this Lendo Nyenza way earlier. But I missed those because I was still...
So listen, man. So I'm closing now, guys. Don't worry. No, my guy there is getting frustrated at me. So you, this girl from Imatatiel, from KZN, and man, you need to come back because I think also want to discover that part. Now you're a mother.
Yes.
You know, you're a wife. And all of that. So I also want to tap into that side of your life. You know, how is marriage? Hey guys, Ben Bugele and your podcast. Nyamazu Nimrod. So Nimrod, true story. So he was asked how was marriage. Hey, pause for like 30 seconds. And then he was like, hard. So it was like hard. And in the comments they were like, yeah, the silence spoke louder than those words. But I was like, it was hard. He was emphasizing the hard. So I know sometimes, you know, I'm not saying marriage has to be all hard and so forth, but I think because you're a young person and you're still young and you got married while you were young and, you know, all these things, that there's young people looking at you. So I think sometimes when I say people, when they will see you now or whenever, they would think that life is all rosy. And I think, you know, I blame guys, those who came before us. They don't tell us that, hey, Zotibana, with such challenges. And it's okay, it's not the end of the world.
Yes.
They just tell us all about the roses, but they don't tell us about the potholes. You know what I mean? So I think I really love to bring you back and tap into that side of you. But tell me, did you learn from, last question, which is, did you learn from your from that failure?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I embrace every relationship I connect with now because it helps. It leads me towards where I want to go. Yeah. There's meaningful relationships that we miss.
And when you are very helpful, you know, you always there helping people, you know, with your hands, which is very great. Guys, that brings us to the end of our episode this week. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, comment, and switch on the notification so that when you drop an episode, you'll be notified. You know, see you next time. Peace.